Well, hey there, everyone. Onepeg here. Doing something a little bit different for this video. In this video, we're going to start a little series that has to do with New World, which is a game that is being developed by Amazon Game Studios as an MMO with some features that are similar to Dark Souls and have to do with a little bit more skill shotting than anything else. One of the aspects of New World has to do with an awful lot of gathering. One of those things happens to be fishing. So, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to fish. Let's go. Okay, now first up, one of the things that you want to make sure that you do if you're going to fish in this game, and fishing is very important, by the way. It offers an awful lot of really good stuff, up to, including, but not limited to, things like treasure chests, which when opened, end up giving us things like ingots, coin, and gems. Now, depending on what gems you get, you can get some extremely good, valuable, and very, very rare ones, depending on where it is that you end up fishing. Now, right now, I'm fishing in one of the starting areas. I've got myself a steel fishing rod, and I'm just outside of First Light, which happens to be the only city that is currently owned on my server, which is Yama on US East. Now, this is always subject to change because we are in the beta testing period of New World, so if there ends up being some modification to the game mechanics, I'm sure I'll let you know once the game releases on the 31st of August. Now, as you can see around the map, there are these fish icons that have different star ratings. Now, depending on the star rating, it's supposed to, delineate which value of fish you're supposed to get. For instance, this secret fishing hotspot, which is not really a secret, ends up having 3 stars, which means that the fishing yield should be better than this 1 star. However, the 1-star ones are really, really good anyway. So, you got to get yourself a fishing pole. The second thing that you're going to need is bait. So if we look inside of our menu here, we can see that we have this thing for a fishing subheading, and we can see, like, I've already caught some fish, but this here is some freshwater bait. If we take a look at it, we can see that it says it's firefly bait, which is something that gives a large boost to chance of catching better fish in fresh water. Now, the best thing about firefly bait is it's very good bait for one, but the best thing is that it's found very, very easily along the shores of most any freshwater body in the entire game. All you do is you walk up and pick some of these bulrushes. And you can see the firefly bait showing up as something that I'm picking out of these bulrushes every few reeds or so. Now, in this case, I do have some food running that gives me a boost to my luck when I'm harvesting anything, and bulrush obviously counts as a harvestable item because I'm harvesting a plant off of the ground, so it falls into that category. Once you have yourself some bait, you hit F3 once you're up against the water, and then you simply hold down left mouse and cast. Then you wait a minute. This bobber, this icon on the screen, is going to start shaking. And then once the little hook and fish icon shows up, anytime now. Anytime now. I swear it's going to happen. I swear. And right here. Click. And then you hold down the mouse to reel in. Let go of the mouse when the tension gets too high. You just kind of keep working it back and forth, keeping it in the green so that the durability on your fishing pole doesn't go to hell. Eventually, you reel it in. Fighting all the way. And you have yourself a fish. In this case, a nice large bass. Good catch. Now, there are a couple of things about this that you want to know in terms of the mechanics. One, when you cast, you can get all the way to max. Oop. Try this one more time. When you cast off, you get max. It's supposed to give a little bit of a bonus to the quality of fish you catch since the reel-in is that much longer, and max is supposedly a good thing. Second, you always want to make sure that your hook has bait on it, and pay attention to whether or not you run out of bait. In the case of something like freshwater, it's very, very easy to get more fireflies, so not a problem. The third part is, you always want to try and fish around a hotspot. Now, if you notice, there's this little pool of fish right here that is jumping up and down. That is a hotspot, which, if any of you have ever played World of Warcraft, know that hot spots look just like that. We've all seen those little jumping fish in the water. In this case, what I've found is that cast distance doesn't seem to matter all that much. All you have to do is make sure that the bobber lands in the puddle. So in this case, it'll say landed on hot spot, and then you wait for it to shake, and you start reeling. Now again, in this case, because I've got a lure that's boosted, and I'm also fishing into a hot spot, the fish bite extremely fast, and they also give you an opportunity to reel them in right away. And last but certainly not least, there is one other thing that you want to pay attention to when you're fishing, and that is how the fish are responding. Now, I'm going to see if I can get the fish to react here and fight me a little bit. So as you start reeling in, you're going to notice right around the bobber, it doesn't seem like it's all that shaky, right? Well, at certain points, the fish will start to fight you. And when it does, you'll see the durability of what it is that you're reeling in start to skyrocket. In this case, it doesn't seem like it's very fighty. So we've got something small. The larger the fish, the more fight it gives. And you'll see these large ripples start to emanate from where your bobber is as they fight. So as I start reeling in, we let the tension off, reel in again. So you can see right here, see all the ripples that are coming off of the bobber? That's the fish fighting. If you notice, my tension starts going up a lot faster as I'm pulling it. So what you want to do is kind of like go back and forth and rock it so that you don't end up losing the fish, because if the bar hits the end, the fish goes away until they stop fighting, and then you start reeling them in a little bit more once their fight gives. Now this looks like it's a real big fish. Hopefully we've got something special here. We're going to kind of wait for him to give up the fight a little. And they're fighting me the whole way. So hopefully this is something real good. There we go. A large sturgeon. 61.69 pounds, 50 inches long. Now obviously there are some graphical issues with this. But in this case, something like this ends up having a really good yield. Fish oil will definitely be obtained, and there's also a chance of obtaining fish roe, which is very, very nice. And obviously, they end up getting better and better from there on out. Anyway, guys, that's what I've gotten so far as fishing. Thank you very much for taking the time to check out my video. Please compliment me on my fantastic haircut, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.